welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Don't forget to subscribe if you like bookish, vloggy, chatty content. This video, I'm very excited because I'm going to be reading 3 of my highly anticipated reads. And here they are. I have Play Along by Liz Tomford. This is the 4th book in the Windy City series, one of my favourites of the year, and I cannot wait to get to this one. Foxglove by Adeline Grace. This is the 2nd book to Belladonna, and if you don't know, I adored that book. That was a 5-star for me. And then Nothing Like the Movies, the sequel to Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Once again, that was a 5-star read for me. So these are predicted to be extremely highly rated, and I honestly just want to delve straight into them, so that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to start with Play Along because I've been reading a lot of fantasy recently, so I want to start off with a nice sports romance. This one I know follows Isaiah and Kennedy. So Isaiah is on the baseball team. He is the brother of Kai from Caught Up, and then Kennedy is the team's athletic trainer, so it's gonna be good. I hope it is anyway. The dedication to being perfectly imperfect. Chef's kiss. So I've just gotten to page 50 of Play Along, and I've said it once and I'll say it again. I adore Liz Tomford's writing. There is no one that writes banterous characters like she does for me. Like, none of them hit the same. I also think because I've grown up in a world surrounding sport, I understand the kind of sacrifices that I needed to make it to that level, and I'm just so happy to be back in the Windy City series. Like, I cannot explain what these characters mean to me. Like, by now I know like everyone, the found family, everyone involved, and it is just so nice. I've gotten to the stage now, so I knew this going in because we find out in the previous book. So Kennedy and Isaiah basically are on a night out and they're drunk. They bump into each other. So they're in Vegas, super drunk, and they decide to go and get married for the bants. And I love that. So they've just gone and done this, and they've woken up, and then they're like, oh my word, what are we gonna do? We cannot be married. Obviously it's quite severe for Kennedy to be in this situation because she could potentially lose her job over it as well. Whereas Isaiah is like, he's always been in love with her like the past 4 or 5 years. So he's like buzzing on top of the world. And I'm kind of intrigued to see where it goes. Like, I'm hoping it's going to be like a fake engagement, fake dating scenario, because I love reading about those. I find the angst and the build up is always so good with them. So I'm going to carry on reading now, and I'll update you guys in a little bit. Oh my god, I was right, it's gonna be fake dating. So they basically have to pretend to be properly married in order for them to kind of stay on the team and working around each other. And I love that setup so much. Like, thank you, Liz. Like, you are an angel. It's a little while later now and I'm still in the same spot. I've just reached halfway through of, well, just over halfway of Play Along. I'm on chapter 20, so that's page 242. And I can honestly say I'm obsessed. I knew that I would be, to be honest. Anything that Liz Tomford writes, I'm like, yeah, this is my Roman Empire forever. I don't know what she puts in these books, but they just really, they're for me. I want to inject them into my blood, if that makes sense. This one as well, particularly, it's almost like a slow burn in a way. That's why I love fake dating scenarios, because you have, as I said earlier, you have a lot of angst, a lot of build up, and people don't really rush into like the physical side of things too quickly. And that's like my favorite romance books to read because of that. So overall, my thoughts so far is this could be one of my favorites from the series, and that's saying a lot because I'm pretty sure Right Move, the 2nd book, and then Caught Up were like 4.5 and 5-star for me. Ryan Shea is my ultimate king. He's from right move. I remember thinking the first one, Mile High, was a little bit cringe, but the rest of them just haven't been like that. Like, maybe I just didn't connect to Stevie and Xander's from that book as much as the other people. This one is really hitting. Isaiah is like one of the cutest little beans that I've ever read about. He's basically like colorblind, and we find that out when he's dressing. Sometimes he wears like odd socks, and at one point Kennedy changed the color for him without him seeing, so he would go out wearing the right socks. Such a small act of kindness, but to my heart, so cute. I literally am gonna sit. I've binged half of it already. Got not much to do today, to be honest, so why not binge the rest of it? And I'll probably see you guys when I'm done for a little debrief. We've done it. I have just flown through the rest of Play Along. Honestly, I don't think I've ate a book up like that in an extremely long time, and so thankful for it. Once again, another 5 stars to add to my Windy City 5-star collection. I don't know where I stand. Like, is this my favorite? I think at the minute it is, because it's fresh in my mind, but maybe if I was to reread The Right Move, that could be my favorite. I feel like it's going to change day to day, but overall I'm obsessed with the characters. Like, this was the cutest story. I feel like Isaiah and Kennedy were made for each other. Also, I keep talking about it, but the side characters in each book, like the relationship between Kai and Isaiah, the 2 brothers, it had me in tears. Like, there is this huge monologue that happens, and it is so poetic and beautiful, and just the best thing that I've laid my eyes on in a long time. So thankful to this series, and I will honestly keep recommending it until everyone I know picks it up. I've already gotten one of my friends from home to read it, and she's kind of getting into reading, and she absolutely ate it up. Like, I'm so happy when people love books that I recommend, because I feel like that's why I do this. That's why I do YouTube and book talk, just because I want to share my love for books, and I want to help people find their 5-star reads, because that's the aim, isn't it? Like, searching for that book that gives you all the emotions that you can fully immerse yourself in. And these are what these books do for me. Also, I think with Kennedy being an athletic trainer, so I studied sports therapy for my undergrad degree, and that's like the UK equivalent of an athletics trainer. So I feel like I had a little bit of a emotional tie to her character, because I understand the kind of prejudgment that you face as a woman, especially in the industry, and it was really nice to read about that. And I always say, like, Liz, she adds in depth to the characters. They're not one-dimensional. It's not just based off spice. Obviously there is spice in it, however, I like there is so much more to these books than just that, because I think when you think of sports romance, you think of icebreaker, you think very spicy, just a little bit of fun. But the characters properly have a good development. They grow throughout the books, and it's so nice to see that, especially with those similar faces, you know, Ryan and Indy, Stevie and Xander's coming back, because they are all so close, and it's so nice to read about a tight-knit community. I feel like it makes it feel that extra bit real. So obviously, as we are done with Play Along, it's time to move on to my second book. I don't think I'm going to start it now. I may start it this evening, but the next one I'll be starting obviously is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I'm so excited, but also so scared, because Liz and Wes for me are like endgame. Obviously this one is YA, so very different to Play Along, and Lynn has a way of keeping you captured without the adult kind of feel to it. I do believe that this follows Liz and Wes from the first book, and they've now moved to university. I'm gonna chill for a bit and then pick up this book maybe in a couple hours. I may even just start reading it after I've had my lunch, let's face it. So I've already reached page 120 of Nothing Like the Movies. I don't know what it is about Lynn Painter's writing, but I just read it so quickly. I think as well because it is YA, it's simple in a way, but also it's not like childish to read and cringe. We actually start off in a really different circumstance from how we ended the last book. So obviously we learned that Liz and Wes had gone off to college. However, they actually ended up splitting up in between the books because he lost his dad. I think he passed away from a heart attack, and this means that he went through like a lot of mental health struggles and ended up dropping out of uni. They tried long distance and he ended up breaking up with her. So that's kind of like where I'm at. And now he has returned back to university and has seen her. He basically went back to the same one so he could bump into her because he obviously wants her back. But now Liz doesn't like him that much because of the hurt that he put her through, and he's seen her living this great life. So she's interested in one of her close friends to fake date to kind of make him not jealous, but kind of stopping pursuing her because she obviously thinks that Wes is not who she wants anymore. And this is not really how I thought this book would go. I thought it would just be like a nice easy book where they kind of just are in love the whole time. So to start off where they're not together, I am a little bit shook, but also enjoying it. I'm enjoying the kind of more mature feeling that this book has because they are in university, whereas the first one, they were in high school. So it just felt young because of the age that they were, but now I don't mind reading about like their age they are at now. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm eating it up. You know me, I've already mentioned I love like a fake dating scenario, and obviously I'd hope she doesn't end up with that guy. Want her to be with Wes. Of course, he is Roman Empire. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts at the minute. One thing I really love is the texts. So obviously they'll text each other now and again, and it's just the witty humour, the banter within it is so good. I love when a book has multimedia within it, like letters, emails, text messages. I feel like it really adds a lot to the story, and you can kind of really get in to the characters' minds as well and how they're feeling. So I'm about to have dinner and then I'm going to probably finish this off afterwards. So I'll see you guys then. There we have it. It's super late. It's just hit midnight and I've just finished Nothing Like the Movies. I didn't update you guys throughout really just because I was flying through the book, and I feel like in this kind of thing there isn't too much to update you on. Obviously it's not like a fantasy book where there's plot twists and people dying and those kind of reactions. I would say I enjoyed this. However, I did not like it as much as the first one. The first one was like amazing to me, whereas this one, it was just like, it was nice to be back with Liz and Wes, and I enjoyed that they were older, as I mentioned earlier. Obviously being in the university scene, we get introduced to different dynamics, like Wes is on the baseball teams. I think the overall theme of grief was really written well, and Lynn Pater did a really good job of that and the kind of struggles that come along with that within a relationship as well, when you're supposed to be there 100% for that person, but obviously mentally you are just not, you can't even like look after yourself. So how are you meant to look after that person? I think I'm settling on a 4-star, which is still really good, but it was just not near that 5-star feeling that I had with Better Than the Movies. Once again, these two are the only books that I've read by Lynn Painter. Definitely going to be aiming to pick up more of her books in 2025. I do love a YA feel to it. I feel like it's really hard to write romance, especially without spice, and I think those that do it well deserve awards because Lynn Painter does a really good job of keeping you captivated and showing tension in ways that aren't always physical. I'm off to bed now and we'll pick Foxglove up in the morning. I've been reading for a couple hours now and I am actually already about halfway through of Foxglove by Adeline Grace. Apologies that I haven't updated the camera. I'm on chapter 23 and honestly I can say I love this world so much. I love Adeline's writing and the characters that she has created in this world. Adore them. I will say though that I don't think I like it as much as the first one, but that would be really hard because Belladonna is like my Roman Empire of the whole year, like in my top 5 reads of all time probably. So it would be hard to match that, and I feel like in a series the second book is always a little bit lacking in some kind of way, whether it's a little bit slower, it's not as original, if that makes sense. So that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting, but overall I just love this story. I love these characters, I love Signa, and I love the addition of Fate as well into this. He is really entertaining and he's keeping the story going. honestly, I think like without his involvement, I feel like there wouldn't be a series now. Happy that I'm this far. I'm nervous for the ending because, as we all know, there is always like shocking twists and turns in fantasy books as well. So I'm gonna carry on now and I'll update you guys in a little bit. Oh my god, I've literally got like maybe like 10 pages left and I literally don't think I can read on. I cannot believe the plot twist that we have just gotten. Oh my god, Wisteria, the next book, is going to be so good. That's honestly why I love Belladonna so much, because the ending properly set this one up so good and I was like, oh my god, I need it immediately. Although I think Wisteria is already out, but it's only out in hardback, so I'm waiting for the paperback to come out because the Kindle version is $13.99 as well. Like, that is just, should be illegal. I have now completed Foxglove. I think I'm settling on a 4-star right now. I don't think it was any higher or any lower. So I think that is a good place to end it on. Despite it not being a 5-star, it's still like a 5-star series for me just because of the connection that I now have with these characters. And honestly, Wisteria, oh, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. This definitely took a twist at the end, which I wasn't expecting. And part of me is also kind of like, how is that even possible? I think we'll find it all out in the next book. Overall, a really enjoyable read. I just knew that it would be. I feel like Def just keeps getting better and better. That's all I'm going to say about him. He doesn't let us down, and that's why I love him. So, but yeah, the addition of Fate, as I mentioned earlier, really just added to the story so much and added so much more depth to like the love story and everything like that. So extremely excited for the next book, and also very sad this video is now finished. I hope you have enjoyed me reading my highly anticipated reads for the week. And I hope you all have a lovely day, evening, morning, wherever you are watching this from. And don't forget to give this a like and subscribe to my channel if you do want to see my face again. And I'll see you guys in the next one.